Welcome to part 1 of a 2-part series created by me and my dad. A quick overview of what you'll find in these 2 videos. In this video, we will show you 3 different fast ways to get from Goodspring to the 188 trading post without having to fight anything. My dad doesn't like to take the roundabout way through Prim and those other places. He goes directly to where he can set up a very special project. That project is necromancy. Necromancy for fun and profit. Now, your first thought might be, no, Technotar, you're thinking of Oblivion. No, I'm not. It is absolutely possible to do necromancy in this game, and my father has been perfecting the technique for years. If you want to skip straight to the necromancy, you can find the link in the description of this video. But in order to perform these dark arts yourself, you need to make it to the 188 trading post first, and this video will show you 3 different ways to do that in a hurry. Without further ado, let's take a look at the Scorpion Gulch method. All of these methods begin right at this bridge that's right up the road from Goodsprings. Now, when I said that these methods don't involve fighting anything, I was technically telling the truth, but this particular method involves a lot of running and dodging away from scorpions, and my dad makes it look easy. I'm going to fast forward through some of these parts so that you don't have to just sit there and watch a bunch of walking around. In this part coming up, be sure you go through the right opening in the fence. When I did this myself, I went too far, went through the wrong opening, and found myself in a very bad place, so pay attention here. Things are about to get real here in a minute. There was the first little scorpion. Notice how my dad stays against the left wall here for a bit, but then he cuts across to get into Scorpion Gulch. One thing you'll notice is that his actor draw distance is set to the lowest possible setting. I'm not sure how that happened, but that's why scorpions are just materializing in the view here, which has to be even more nerve-wracking for my dad than it is for us to watch, and this gets very... how would one put it? Well, it's a real sphincter clencher, let's just put it that way. So that was the hard part of the Scorpion Gulch method, and all I gotta say is, damn. My dad has trouble moving around in Fallout 76, but as you can see, he does not have trouble moving around here. This is really impressive to me. I don't know if I could do this without getting hit like he did. So, that was something else. Now, the goal of these 3 methods is to reach the 188, and from the 188, then he can begin making his way to New Vegas. On his way there, he's going to discover a few different places so that he can get some experience points. And that concludes the Scorpion Gulch method. Now on to the Over Black Mountain method. Once again, we start here at this bridge, but instead of going under it and going southeast, we actually head northeast along the road. There's some very specific turns and places that you have to go in this particular segment, so when I fast forward, remember, if you want to slow the video down, you can do that on YouTube. You can find that in the video controls, the little gear just under the AP bar in the lower right there. When you discover Neil's shack here, make sure not to get too close to the house to where he comes out and talks to you, because you don't want to bother with that right now. Pay close attention to where we're going here in this segment. There's a part where it's actually going to be two different ways that you can go, and one way will be featured in this part of the video, and the other way will be featured in Chapter 4. So you run up here until you get right here. This way off to the right goes over Black Mountain. And then off to the left we go around Black Mountain. In this particular segment we're going to the right, over Black Mountain. Be very careful right through here because you can't see them in this video because of the draw distance. But there are super mutants down on that road. And the reason I know this is because when I was testing this run myself, I was killed by them. So, just be aware of that. It is safer to do this part at night, but this clip is during the daytime so that you can see where we're going. As soon as you step over here, the first set of rocks is going to come tumbling down, so you need to hightail it back out of the way. The first set of rocks is taken care of. There will be another one, but first we have some bear traps to deal with. You don't have to disarm these if you prefer to just dodge them, but know that the rockfall is triggered by simply going a certain distance up this hill. As you can imagine, it's optimal to not get hit by that particular rock. The reason you want to stay up on this mountain is because over in that direction you run the risk of running into Deathclaw. And you can't see them here, but if you'd like to go over and say hi to them, we can't stop you. But don't say we didn't warn you. Once you reach this point, it's pretty much a straight shot down this road and you'll reach the 188. And that's it for the Over Black Mountain method. I think that of the three, this one is my favorite because it felt like the developers had this in mind. It felt like they meant for us to be able to cut through there in order to quickly get in the area of New Vegas. Our third method of getting to the 188 is the Around Black Mountain method, also called Deathclaw Valley, because, well, you'll see. Now, we were at this same spot in the previous chapter, and that's where we went right. This time we're gonna go left. If you've skipped here and you don't know how to get here, check out the previous chapter. Getting up on this rock here is tough, but it's doable. This view looks nice and peaceful, doesn't it? Well, remember what I said in Chapter 2 about my dad's draw distance being all the way down for some reason? Let me show you what this looks like with the draw distance all the way up. Yeah. If any of you out there were suffering from constipation, I bet this cleared that right up for you. Needless to say, you don't want to go down there. Now, the rest of this method is actually pretty straightforward. You just stick to the right wall as much as you can, climb the rocks where you can, and you should pretty much be okay as long as you're careful. Now you can see in the upper left there, the fact that that VATS thing came up means that my dad is currently in combat. So he did piss off a Deathclaw somewhere. Fortunately, as long as you stay up here as much as you can, they can't really reach you. So, you know, keep a cool head about it as you're traveling and you should be okay. So far so good. It doesn't look like we got anything chasing us. Now, if you've made it this far without making too many of them mad, and you've just kept on moving, it should be a straight shot to the highway from here, and then up to the 188. This is actually a very fast method. I think this may be the fastest method of the three, but it's also a little bit nerve-wracking. And that's the Around Black Mountain method, and all three of our methods have been covered. So, now on to the really fun part. That necromancy that I promised at the beginning of this video. The link to the next video is in the description and hopefully on the video itself. We'd appreciate if you left a like and tell us what's your favorite method. Which one do you think is the best? See you in the next video.